4 branches of Foster Fast Pitch. What is that?
So we have the in-person lesson.
Okay.
We have the online academy.
Okay.
Then over, I guess, the last 4 years, we started with a mentorship, now have a coach's certification.
Okay.
And then clinics. And now we just added remote training.
Okay. So let's go to this coach's certification. What is this coach's certification? Who cares if Kerri Foster certifies
Again, it
you?
branched from Young Living. I wanted to mentor women and show them that they could make money doing what they do in a full-time income. Most women were working as a teacher or doing some kind of job during the day and then leaving when their husband gets home and go do lessons. Therefore, they were physically exhausted just trying to help provide, and they weren't doing it the right way to be successful, and they were wasting a lot of time, money, effort, and they were exhausted. And so my heart was to teach them the business side of sales, marketing, Instagram, retaining clientele. So I, again, started with a video series, and it was like a 12-week video series. And if they wanted to be mentored by me for 3 months, they would get the 12-week video series, and it would teach them social media, website, taxes, LLC. It would just, anything they need, email system, how to start doing an email system, Canva, graphics, like anything they would need for a business.
So what you're telling me is you took what you learned at Young Living was incredibly important for you. I'm figuring this out. Yeah. So you took what you learned from Young Living and you applied it to your own life in teaching softball. Mm-hmm. You then took that and then you saw, okay, there's got to be other ladies out there that want to make a living doing this. And so you started a platform that's easy for them to learn this thing.
Yes.
That you learned from Young Living.
Yes.
So that's your academy. No, that's your coach's certification. Yeah. So coach's certification is you teaching other coaches how to monetize their sport.
Yes. Well, it started like that, mentorship, in 3 months. And then after that, they were like, I still want this. I don't want it to stop. And I did that for a year, and I realized, how can I do this for a year? So I developed the coaching certification. And so now they get monthly Zoom calls. They get that. They get the academy. And then we have a yearly retreat where they come in and we do a 2.5-day intensive training with specialty coaches, myself, and they get to learn all more than just, there's some character building, there's leadership, there's developmental on the pitching side, there's business help, business coaching, but they get that as part of their coaching certification, and it's just really building a community, because what I found out is that they didn't really know they needed all of that. They wanted community. They wanted somebody to call and say...
They need somebody to call.
Yeah. And so that's our Zoom calls, our monthly Zoom calls that we have. And so now it's become a yearly thing. They just re-up. And my goal was to get 50 coaches, one in every state. We have 30 coaches. And so we still got about 25 states to have a coach in.
Tell me about your retreat. How does that, where do you do that? How is it structured, all those things?
Right now, so far, in my basement and in my house, because I built my house with... I just structured the whole gym and said, put my house on top. And so I just didn't want the rent. I didn't want all the extra bills. It was just easy. I can write it off. So we did that. So they will fly in usually on a Wednesday. And then on Thursday, they watch me train. They're in my lessons. They see how I run 4 kids at a time. They see how I teach, how I word things, how just how it runs. They ask questions. They get to hop in and work with my girls. I get to work with them working with my girls. They love that. So then we'll all have dinner at my house usually.
Yep.
We'll have food catered in. It's just networking time. People are getting to know each other. Before lessons, we have they come in and we have that time too. They have food and just whatever. And it's just a fun day. And then Friday starts the training. This last year we did 4 hours on, we had a guy from the military, used to be military, and he works with team bonding with a lot of the D1 coaches, but he also does corporate stuff as well. And he formed an obstacle course outside in my yard, and they got out, and we had to figure out as a team how to do stuff, and you could see if you were being more individual or team focused or Foster fast pitch focused or individually focused. And just, it was fun, and he just really worked with how to ask questions. Don't teach from a perspective of giving answers. You teach from a perspective of asking questions, and then now you get the kid to analyze what they're doing. Otherwise, they're not self-feeders. They're just, give me the answer, I'll try to do it.
Yep.
It's life-changing for coaching. It's been life-changing for me, coaching. Then we had lunch at Taco Mama. Then we hung out at the Airbnb in Helena, had games and just fun, hung out. And then the next day we did sensor training, technology training. We put sensors on their body, be able to see how they move.
Right.
And then we eat and they're gone. So it's.
Do you charge them anything extra for the retreat?
No, it's paid for as part of their coach's certification. They just have to get there.
So you've got 30 in that.
Yeah.
So you've got the online academy. You've got the coach certification, and then now you've got remote training. Tell me about remote training.
And then we have clinics.
Yeah.
But clinics, I try to just do one a month. And we go out, and I try to do clinics with all the coaches, certified coaches. So we'll go into their gym, help them with their kids, and so that's another aspect. But remote training we just launched last month, and we teamed up with Seams Up app, and it's an app for, right now I think it's just baseball, softball. And it's a video analysis system, but you can do live training, but you can actually get on and demonstrate and talk. They can see you while you're demonstrating. You can write on it. You can black it out and look at their skeletal structure.
Wow.
You can give them homework, programming, and then there's live chat where you can build relationships and still be their personal coach.
What's the most profitable part of any of these 3 or 4 different things? What's making you the most top line revenue?
The academy.
The academy. What's the hardest part about managing all this?
I don't think there's really a hard part. Thankfully I have Amber, and she kind of organizes the structure and what I need to do. And if I have a live, she's like, hey, you have a live day, here's your graphics. Here's this and that. So I think that would be the hardest part, is what she does, which I don't have to do anymore.
Sure.
I just have to show up and do what I do.
How?
The organization of knowing when to be where, what live, when to go live, when to be here,
right,
getting everything done.